This video is about he was a single mother until a tycoon built her a home. If this story inspires you, please like the video, share it with loved ones, and write in the comments how it touched your heart. In the quaint town of Maplewood, where the sun draped its soft golden glow over the rolling hills, a single mother named Clara Sullivan lived in a small, cramped apartment. Peeling wallpaper and worn hardwood floors told tales of countless dreams and whispered promises. It was here, in this humble space, that Clara raised her two children, Lily and Max, who were her entire world. Clara had always dreamed of a life filled with adventure and love, but circumstances had woven a different fabric. At 32, she found herself navigating the demanding waters of motherhood alone. Clara had once been a bright-eyed college student with aspirations of becoming an artist, but life had other plans. She married young, hoping for a fairy tale ending, yet the reality was far from the storybook. After a painful divorce, she stood at the edge of a new beginning, her heart heavy yet resolute. Each day was a battle against time, as she juggled two part-time jobs, one as a waitress at the local diner and the other as a cashier at the grocery store. Clara always wore a smile, not just for her children but for herself, reminding her of the strength within. On particularly exhausting days, she would gather Lily and Max around the tiny kitchen table, where the faint aroma of instant noodles filled the air. "Hey, my little stars," she would say, her eyes sparkling with warmth. "What do you want to dream about tonight? What about going to the moon?" Max, always the imaginative one, would reply, his brown curls bouncing as he leaned forward in excitement. "Or maybe we can paint a giant rainbow." Lily added, her blue eyes wide with wonder. With their laughter echoing in the small apartment, Clara would start weaving stories of distant galaxies and vibrant colors, reminding her children that dreams were like seeds, they needed nurturing to grow. She encouraged them to draw, to imagine, to never stop believing in the magic of their dreams. Yet, behind the laughter, Clara fought a silent struggle. The bills piled up like shadows in her mind, each one a reminder of her limited resources and overwhelming responsibility. There were nights she would lie awake, staring at the ceiling, wondering if this was all life had to offer. The weight of her worries often felt like an unshakable burden. But resilience ran deep in Clara's veins. One evening, after a grueling shift at the diner, she returned home to find Max drawing furiously at the table. "Mom, look, I drew our new house," he exclaimed, showing her a crayon masterpiece of a vibrant blue house with a garden filled with flowers. Clara's heart swelled with a mixture of pride and sorrow. "It is beautiful, sweetheart," she whispered, kneeling beside him. "Maybe one day we'll have a house just like this." "What is stopping us, Mom?" he replied innocently, tilting his head, his faith in her unwavering. "Just a little bit of time, my love, but we'll get there," she assured, planting a gentle kiss on his forehead. Despite the struggles, Clara refused to let her circumstances define her. Every morning, she would wake up before dawn, preparing breakfast while the world outside was still asleep. The sunlight would peek through the curtains, casting a warm glow on her worn-out kitchen. She often found solace in the small moments: a cup of coffee brewed in silence, the sound of birds chirping outside, the smell of freshly toasted bread. One crisp autumn morning, while she was waiting for the bus to the grocery store, Clara overheard a conversation between two women. They were discussing the new real estate tycoon, a man named James Harrington, who had come to Maplewood with grand plans. He was known for his philanthropic work, but Clara had little hope that someone like him would ever notice her struggles. Months passed, and life remained a constant whirl of work and responsibilities. But Clara's spirit was not easily dimmed. She began painting again after the kids went to bed, losing herself in swirling colors that danced on the canvas. Painting was her escape, a reminder of who she once was. Whenever she finished a piece, she would place it on display in the small living room, where her children would marvel at their mother's hidden talent. One evening, Clara created a piece inspired by the dreams of her children, a beautiful canvas depicting a whimsical house nestled in a rainbow garden, a place where laughter never ceased. It was a symbol of hope, of her unwavering belief in a brighter future. As days turned into weeks, whispers about James Harrington grew louder in town. He was not only constructing luxury homes, but also planning to build community centers and affordable housing. Clara was intrigued yet skeptical. Could someone like him really care about families like hers? One chilly afternoon, while waiting outside the grocery store for her bus, she spotted a flyer stuck to the community board. It announced a town hall meeting about the new housing development. Clara's heart raced with a mixture of curiosity and anxiety. "Maybe this is my chance," she thought, biting her lip in determination. That evening, Clara gathered her courage, putting on her best pair of shoes, though they were far from new, and set out, her heart thumping in her chest. The town hall was buzzing with excitement. People filled the room, their voices weaving a tapestry of hope and dreams. Clara stood at the back, her eyes scanning the crowd until they landed on a tall figure standing at the podium. It was James Harrington, his posture confident yet approachable, as he spoke passionately about his vision for Maplewood. "I believe in building not just houses, but communities," he declared, his voice rich with conviction. "We need affordable housing for families, places where children can grow up safe and happy." Clara listened, her heart pounding. Could he be serious? Could he really help? As the evening progressed, attendees shared their stories, their hopes, and their fears. When it was Clara's turn to speak, she hesitated. I am Clara," she stammered, the weight of her vulnerability crashing over her like a wave. "I am a single mother, and I want my children to have a safe home, a place filled with love." She paused, the room silent, her heart racing. "I want them to dream big, just like I did, but sometimes it feels like those dreams are so far away." James looked at her, his expression softening. "Clara, I hear you. We're here to bridge the gap between dreams and reality. We need to work together." His words sparked a flicker of hope in Clara's heart. That night, as she walked home, her mind buzzed with possibilities. Could it be true? Could someone actually care enough to change their lives? In the days that followed, Clara found herself returning to the town hall, attending meetings, sharing ideas, and meeting other families. She began to feel a sense of community, of belonging. Slowly, she realized the power of unity. Together, they could create the change they sought. One evening, after a long day of work and meetings, Clara sat on the couch, her children nestled beside her, their faces aglow with excitement from their day. "Mom, do you think we can really have our dream home?" Lily asked, her voice filled with hope. Clara smiled, ruffling her daughter's hair. "I believe we can, sweetheart. With a little faith and a lot of hard work, anything is possible." As Clara tucked her children into bed that night, she felt a renewed sense of purpose. Maybe the dawn of a new life was on the horizon. Hope flickered like a candle in her heart, illuminating the path ahead. The journey was far from over, but Clara had taken the first step toward resilience, toward a better life, and most importantly, toward a future filled with love and dreams. The sun set over Maplewood, but Clara felt a new day approaching, one where her family could finally take root in a home of their own, and this was just the beginning. As the sun rose on another day in Maplewood, Clara felt a renewed sense of optimism. It had been a week since the town hall meeting, and she didn't want to lose momentum. She busied herself with her morning routine, the familiar sounds of her children waking up filling the air with warmth. "Mom, can I help make breakfast?" Max piped up as he stumbled into the kitchen, still rubbing sleep from his eyes. "Of course, little chef." Clara smiled, watching him reach for a box of cereal. "How about we add some fruit today? Strawberries, maybe?" Lily joined them moments later, her hair a tousled mess. "Did you dream about our new house, Mom?" she asked, her voice still laced with sleep but bubbling with excitement. Clara's heart swelled. "Oh, Lily, I dreamed we had a garden full of sunflowers taller than you. What about you?" "I dreamed that we had a trampoline." Lily's eyes sparkled at the thought, and Clara laughed, joining in on the warm energy filling the small kitchen. As they shared breakfast, Clara felt the weight of her responsibilities lift just a little. Here, among her children, she found solace. Laughter danced in the air, cutting through the remnants of worries that had lingered from the night before. It was moments like this that reminded her of the beauty woven into their everyday life. That day, Clara attended another meeting at the town hall, where James Harrington was scheduled to speak again about the housing project. As she stepped into the crowded room, anticipation tingled in her veins. This is not just about her anymore, it was about her community too. "Thank you all for coming," James began, his voice steady and warm. "Today, we're here to listen. Your ideas matter. Let us create something together that reflects our shared dreams." Clara listened intently, her heart racing as stories from other families echoed in the room. A young couple shared their struggle to find affordable housing as they awaited the arrival of their first child. An elderly woman spoke of her late husband's dream of having a community garden. When it was Clara's turn again, she felt a mix of anxiety and determination. Hi everyone, I am Clara." Her voice faltered slightly, but she pressed onward. "I am a single mother of 2, and I want to create a home where my kids can thrive, but I cannot do this alone. We need each other." Her words hung in the air, and the wave of support washed over her as others nodded in agreement. We need parks where our children can play, safe neighborhoods where we can walk at night. We dream of being a part of something bigger than ourselves. Clara's heart soared at the sight of faces glowing with understanding. In that moment, she realized they were not alone, they were a tapestry woven together by shared dreams. As the meeting wrapped up, people began exchanging contact information, eager to connect and collaborate. Clara found herself in conversation with several mothers, their shared experiences forging quick friendships. One woman, Sarah, had 2 kids as well and was just as passionate about community involvement. "Why don't we meet regularly?" Sarah suggested, her brown hair falling over her shoulders. "We can brainstorm ideas and support each other." "Yesa," Clara exclaimed, her spirit lifting. "Let us do it." Clara returned home that evening buzzing with excitement. "I made new friends today, and we were going to work together to improve our community," she told Lily and Max, who were sprawled on the living room floor coloring. "Can I help too?" Max asked, his eyes wide with enthusiasm. "Absolutely, the more, the merrier," Clara grinned, her heart warm with pride for her little ones. Days turned into weeks, and the meetings grew in number. They discussed everything: what kind of homes they envisioned, the need for playgrounds, and even local art projects to beautify their town. Clara felt the stirrings of hope deep within her, a flickering flame that refused to be extinguished. One evening, while Clara painted quietly in the dim light of their living room, Max interrupted her reverie. "Mom, can I ask you something?" "Of course, sweetie. What is on your mind?" Clara set her brush down, turning her full attention to him. "Do you think I could paint in the town hall too, like you?" His voice trembled with excitement, and Clara's heart melted. "Absolutely, you're a wonderful artist. Maybe we can all create a mural together," Clara suggested, her voice brimming with enthusiasm. Max's eyes sparkled with possibility. "And then everyone can see it and be happy." "Yes, art brings people together, just like we were doing now." Clara ruffled his hair, filled with pride. "Let us make our community bright, my little star." Fueled by the energy of their new plans, Clara reached out to James Harrington, requesting a meeting. She wanted to share their community vision directly. A few days later, she received a response requesting to meet at a local cafe. Nervous energy buzzed through her as she entered the cafe, spotting James at a corner table. He looked up and smiled warmly, a genuine glint in his eyes. "Clara, that's great to see you again. I am eager to hear your ideas." "Thank you for meeting with me," she began, her heart racing. "Our group has come together to discuss ideas for the housing project, and we want it to be inclusive and reflect the community's needs." As she spoke, Clara felt a surge of confidence. She described their ideas for community gardens, safe parks, and the importance of vibrant spaces for children to play. James listened intently, nodding with understanding. "These are fantastic ideas, Clara. I want to ensure this project reflects the spirit of Maplewood," he said earnestly. "And I believe your involvement will help shape it." Over the course of their conversation, Clara felt as if a door had swung open, revealing a path she never thought possible. "We want to organize a community art project to beautify our neighborhood. It would unite people and share our stories through art." James's eyes lit up. "I love that idea. Let us make it happen. I'll work with my team to set up a community meeting to gather more input." Clara felt tears prick her eyes. This was the validation she had longed for. "Thank you, James. This means everything to us." As Clara left the cafe, her heart soared. The dreams that had once felt so distant were inching closer to reality. The thought of a real home, a safe haven for her children, became a tangible dream, one she could almost touch. As weeks turned into months, the community flourished under the weight of their shared dreams. Clara organized art workshops where children painted murals of their hopes, while families volunteered to create flower gardens in once barren lots. Together, they transformed Maplewood into a tapestry of vibrant colors, laughter, and love. One sunny afternoon, Clara stood among her neighbors, surrounded by children splashing in a newly built fountain. Laughter rang through the air, harmonizing with the melody of joy that enveloped them. She watched as Lily and Max played with their newfound friends, their faces glowing with delight. "Mom, look at our mural!" Max shouted, pointing to a wall that had come alive with color and explosion of painted flowers, suns, and butterflies, telling the tale of their dreams. "It is amazing, buddy." Clara beamed, taking a moment to soak in the beauty of the day, the love, the community, and the resilience that had brought them here. As the sun set, casting a warm golden light over the park, Clara's heart brimmed with gratitude. She had weathered storms, faced fears, and found strength she never knew she possessed. Her children had witnessed their mother's unwavering spirit, understanding that dreams weren't just fantasies, they were attainable realities. That evening, as Clara tucked Lily and Max into bed, she kissed them goodnight. "You two are my dreams come true," she whispered, her heart full. "Mom, what is our next big project?" Max asked, his excitement bubbling over. Clara smiled, feeling the weight of the world lifting off her shoulders. "Oh, we have so many ideas to explore, but for now, let us dream big together." As she closed the door, Clara stood in the dimly lit hallway, listening to the soft sounds of her children's breathing. In that quiet moment, she felt an overwhelming sense of peace, a testament to the journey they had undertaken. With hope guiding her, Clara understood that dreams can bloom even in the most unlikely places. And as she looked to the future, she knew that resilience, love, and kindness would continue to light their way, painting their lives in colors more vibrant than she had ever imagined. As the days turned into weeks and the weeks into months, Clara Sullivan and her community continued to flourish in the wake of their collaborative dreams. With each new project, their bond deepened, and the warmth of their shared aspirations wrapped around them like a comforting blanket. However, even amidst the blossoming beauty of hope, challenges loomed like shadows, threatening to pull them back into the depths of uncertainty. Clara often found herself standing at the crossroads of doubt and determination. One early morning, as the sun unveiled its golden rays over Maplewood, Clara gathered with her fellow community members at a local park. They had convened to brainstorm ideas for their upcoming community festival, a celebration of unity, creativity, and resilience. Clara's heart raced with excitement as she contributed her ideas, but amid the vibrant enthusiasm, she felt a nagging worry gnawing at her heart. "Clara, what do you think about having a section for local artists and their work?" Sarah suggested, her eyes sparkling with possibility. "I love that idea. It would be a wonderful way to showcase our talents," Clara replied, her mind racing with visions of colorful stalls filled with handmade crafts and paintings. But just as the conversation took flight, a familiar voice interrupted her thoughts. "Clara, can we talk?" It was James Harrington, his expression serious yet warm. "Of course," Clara replied, stepping aside. "Is everything all right?" "I wanted to discuss the housing project," he began, his tone shifting to a more cautious cadence. "There have been some setbacks in securing permits, and I am worried it might delay our timeline." Her heart sank at the news. "How long of a delay are we talking about?" "Potentially several months. I'll do everything I can to expedite the process, but I wanted to be transparent with you and the community," he explained, concern etched across his features. Clara nodded, a weight settling in her chest. "Thank you for keeping us informed. This is hard to hear, but I appreciate your honesty." As they returned to the group, Clara felt a wave of anxiety wash over her. The festival was just around the corner, a beacon of hope, yet the uncertainty surrounding their housing dreams threatened to dim the spark they had all ignited. "Are you okay?" Sarah asked quietly, noticing Clara's distant gaze. "I just found out there's a delay with the housing project," Clara admitted, her voice shaky. "I worry this will discourage everyone." "Hey, we're not giving up that easily," Sarah said, her voice strong and reassuring. "We've come so far together, and we'll all keep pushing forward. Let us focus on the festival and how we can make it a celebration of resilience. We can use it to inspire ourselves and others." Clara took a deep breath, grateful for Sarah's unwavering spirit. "You're right, we can let this setback define us. Let us make this festival a testament to our strength and creativity." And so, the planning continued, fueled by the determination to uplift each other. Clara found solace in the familiar routine of her daily life. She juggled her two part-time jobs while making time for the festival preparations. Late nights turned into a canvas of laughter and vibrant discussions as she collaborated with fellow mothers, artists, and neighbors. They painted banners, crafted decorations, and planned activities that would delight their children and community. One evening, as Clara painted colorful signs for the festival, Max stumbled into the living room, clutching a crumpled piece of paper. "Mom, I wrote something," he exclaimed, his voice brimming with excitement. "What is it, buddy?" Clara asked, setting her brush down. "It is a poem about our new house." He unfolded the paper, his small fingers trembling with eagerness. "Can I read it aloud?" Clara asked, her heart swelling with pride. Max nodded, his eyes bright as he cleared his throat. "Roses are red, violets are blue. I dream of a home so happy and true, a place with a garden and laughter galore, where we all can be friends, and love fills the door." "Though, Max, that is beautiful," Clara exclaimed, kneeling beside him. "You captured our dreams perfectly." He beamed under her praise. "Do you think I can read it at the festival?" Absolutely. You'll inspire everyone with your words, Clara said, her heart full. The festival day dawned bright and clear, the sun shining with a promise of joy. Clara felt a mixture of excitement and nervousness as she set up the booth decorated with colorful paintings and crafts. Vibrant banners swayed in the gentle breeze, and cheerful laughter filled the air as families gathered in the park. When the festival began, Clara stood at the entrance, greeting everyone with a warm smile. The buzz of excitement wrapped around her, and she was reminded of the power of community. Children ran around with painted faces, while parents exchanged stories and laughter. When it was time for Max to perform, Clara felt her heart swell with pride. She watched as he took the makeshift stage, his small frame trembling with excitement. "Hi everyone, I want to share a poem I wrote about our dreams," he announced, his voice echoing through the park. As he recited his poem, Clara felt tears prick her eyes. He spoke of love, laughter, and the promise of a home, bringing the crowd closer together. Many parents wiped tears of joy from their eyes, while children cheered him on, their belief unwavering. After his performance, Clara rushed to him, enveloping him in a warm hug. "Max, you are amazing. I am so proud of you." "Did you see the smiles? Mom, they liked it," he whispered, his cheeks flushed with joy. "Yes, my love, you brought them hope. That's what this festival is all about," she replied, feeling overwhelmed by the beauty of shared dreams. As the day progressed, Clara felt a renewed sense of hope. The festival was a celebration of resilience, proving that even amid uncertainty, love and community could create something beautiful. Later, as the sun set, casting a warm glow over Maplewood, Clara gathered with her neighbors to share stories and laughter. They spoke of their dreams, their struggles, and the impact of their unity. Clara felt the weight of doubt begin to lift. "Together, we can achieve anything," James said, joining the conversation, his voice steady. "Delays are just opportunities for growth. I promise we'll get through this together." Clara felt a sense of gratitude wash over her. "Thank you for believing in us, James. Your support means the world." As the festival drew to a close, Clara stood quietly at the edge of the park, watching her children play with their friends. Everything they had worked for, the dreams, the struggles, the laughter, had culminated in this beautiful celebration of community. "Mom," Lily called out as she ran toward Clara, her face aglow with excitement. "Can we do this every year?" "Absolutely, this is just the beginning," Clara said, kneeling to hug her tightly. "We'll make this festival a tradition, a celebration of our dream." In that moment, Clara felt the essence of hope resonate deeply within her. Life was not a series of perfect moments, it was a tapestry woven with joy, struggle, and resilience. And through it all, they would continue to rise, to dream, and to inspire. As they walked home beneath the starless sky, Clara held her children close, their hearts intertwined with the strength of their dreams. She knew that whatever challenges lay ahead, together they would weather the storms and embrace the beauty of the journey. In the heart of Maplewood, Clara found strength not just in herself, but in every person who dared to dream. Their resilience painted a future more colorful than she had ever imagined, a future where hope blossomed like wildflowers after a storm. And she vowed to nurture that hope for herself, her children, and her community. The best was yet to come. The warm glow of dawn spilled into Clara's home as she prepared for another day filled with possibility. After the success of the community festival, the atmosphere in Maplewood was charged with excitement. The triumph reminded everyone that together they could uplift each other, weaving a fabric of hope that rippled through their lives. "Mom, can you help me find my shoes?" Max's voice echoed through the small apartment, mingling with the sweet scent of pancakes sizzling on the stove. "Just a moment, buddy." Clara called back, flipping the pancakes with a well-practiced flick of her wrist. She watched her children bustling around the living room, their energy infectious. How far they had come, how vibrant their dreams had become. As Clara served pancakes at the table, she looked at her children, their faces illuminated by the morning light. "Today's a big day, remember. We're meeting with James at the community center to plan our next steps for the housing project." "I can't wait." Lily chimed in, her blue eyes sparkling with enthusiasm. "Maybe we'll get to talk about the playground." "Yes, and we can discuss the community garden too," Clara replied, her heart swelling with pride. "I want you both to share your ideas, just like we did at the festival." Max nodded vigorously. "I'll tell him about my mural." Clara's heart fluttered at his excitement, grateful that her children were not just dreaming, but actively participating in shaping their community. As they finished breakfast, Clara quickly tidied up, her mind racing with the day's agenda. The walk to the community center was filled with laughter and chatter, the three of them navigating their way through the familiar streets of Maplewood. Clara felt a sense of belonging as they passed neighbors who waved with warm smiles. She felt like a part of something bigger, a tapestry of diverse lives interwoven by shared dreams. Upon arriving at the community center, Clara was greeted by a buzz of activity. Families gathered around tables, sharing ideas, while children painted colorful posters for the upcoming meetings. Clara felt a flicker of urgency. Today was about collaboration and unity. "Clara, over here!" Sarah waved enthusiastically from a table strewn with art supplies and paper. "We're regathering everyone's ideas for the community garden. Why don't you and the kids join us?" "Absolutely." Clara smiled, her heart lifting at the sight of her friends. She guided Max and Lily to the table, eager to see what creative ideas they could all concoct together. As the group brainstormed, Clara felt the energy in the room shift. "What if we planted vegetables along with flowers? That way, we can share the harvest with those in need," Sarah suggested. "That's a great idea." Clara responded, her mind racing with possibilities. "And we can have a small section for the kids to plant their own flowers. They'll learn responsibility while having fun." Lily jumped in, her voice bubbling with excitement. "We can have a sign that says, 'Grow love here.'" "That's beautiful, sweetheart," Clara said, her heart swelling with pride. She glanced at Max, who was doodling a design for the garden, his brows furrowed in concentration. "What do you think, Max?" "I think we should have butterflies. They're really pretty and can help the flowers grow," he replied, his face lighting up with joy. The idea sparked enthusiasm in the group, and soon they were all buzzing with ideas, jotting down plans for the garden. Clara marveled at how each voice contributed to the whole, each person a unique thread in the tapestry they were weaving together. After a productive meeting, Clara glanced at the clock and felt a surge of anticipation. "Let us head to the main hall for our meeting with James," she urged, her children following her lead, their faces alight with curiosity. As they entered the main hall, Clara was met with a familiar sight, the tall figure of James Harrington, speaking to a gathering of community members. His presence was commanding yet inviting, his passion evident in every word he spoke. "Thank you all for being here," he said, his voice resonating through the room. "I believe that together, we are not just building houses, but communities, places where our children can thrive and dreams can flourish." Clara felt her heart swell with hope. This was more than just talk, this was a man who truly wanted to make a difference. She glanced at Lily and Max, who were listening intently, their eyes wide with admiration. "James, I wanted to share some ideas about the community garden." Clara spoke up, her voice steady despite the flutter of nerves in his stomach. "Please do, Clara," James replied, acknowledging her with a warm smile. Clara took a deep breath, remembering the excitement from earlier. "We discussed incorporating vegetables and flowers, creating a space for children to learn and grow. We want to make it a community effort, sharing the harvest with those in need." "That's a fantastic idea," he said, his eyes lighting up. "I can see the potential for community engagement and learning." As the meeting continued, Clara felt a sense of belonging wash over her. They were all working toward the same goal, their collective dreams interwoven like vibrant threads in a beautiful tapestry. She could see the shimmer of hope in her children's eyes, and it ignited her own resolve. However, as the meeting began winding down, James's expression shifted slightly. "I wanted to address the housing project delays. We were facing some unexpected challenges with permits, and that might push our timeline further than we anticipated." Clara felt her heart drop. "How long are we talking about?" she whispered to Sarah, who stood beside her. "Several months, at least," Sarah replied, her tone heavy with sympathy. Frustration bubbled inside Clara like a pot on the verge of boiling over. "We can't let this setback define us," she thought fiercely. "We've come too far." After the meeting, she gathered her children close. "I know this news is disappointing, but remember what we accomplished at the festival. We can still create change, even if it takes time." Max looked up at her, his small voice filled with determination. "Can we still plant the garden?" "Absolutely. We can start planning and drawing up designs, and that will keep our momentum going," Clara encouraged, her heart swelling with pride at her son's unyielding spirit. As they left the community center, Clara felt a mixture of hope and uncertainty. The challenges ahead felt daunting, but she promised herself that she wouldn't let fear overshadow the dreams they had nurtured together. In the following weeks, Clara and her community rallied around the idea of the garden, refusing to let delays dampen their spirits. They held workshops, inviting everyone to participate in planning. Slowly, the garden concept turned into something tangible, a symbol of their resilience. One evening, as Clara sat at the kitchen table sketching out the garden layout, Max wandered over, curiosity shining in his eyes. Mom, can I help with the drawings? Of course, my little artist here. Let us make it bright and colorful, Clara replied, handing him some colored pencils. As they worked side by side, Max asked, "Do you think we can make it big enough for everyone to play?" "Yes, we can, Max. It will be a place for everyone, a reminder that we can grow together," Clara said, her heart swelling. Days turned into weeks, and the excitement around the garden blossomed. Clara organized a community day where families could come together to begin planting. The day arrived, and the air was infused with anticipation and joy. As Clara stood at the entrance of the designated area, she felt a rush of emotion. Laughter echoed through the air as children ran around, eager to dig in the dirt. Parents chatted animatedly, sharing stories and tools, united in their mission to create something beautiful. "Let us start with the vegetables," Clara called out, her voice filled with enthusiasm. "We'll plant tomatoes, carrots, and cucumbers first, then we can intersperse flowers between them." With shovels in hand and laughter ringing out, Clara watched as her neighbors embraced the day. She felt a sense of belonging that wrapped around her like a warm embrace. "Mom, look, I dug a hole," Lily exclaimed, her face smeared with dirt but beaming with pride. "That is perfect, sweetheart. Now let us put the seeds in," Clara replied, her heart swelling as she knelt beside her daughter. As the day unfolded, Clara felt a transformation taking place. This was not just about planting a garden, it was about cultivating dreams, nurturing hope, and uniting a community in a shared vision. As the sun began to set, painting the sky in hues of orange and pink, Clara stood with her children, watching everyone work together. Laughter filled the air, and she felt a sense of peace she had longed for. "Mom, can we come back tomorrow?" Max asked, his eyes shining with enthusiasm. "Every day, if you do like," Clara replied, hugging him tightly. "This is just the beginning of our journey." Days turned into weeks, and gradually the garden began to flourish, a testament to the resilience of the community. Clara saw her neighbors become more connected, sharing stories over fences, their children forming friendships, and laughter echoing through the streets. Then came the day that would change everything. Clara received an unexpected call from James Harrington. "Clara, I have some good news. We've secured the necessary permits for the